Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Brenda Hollingsworth is joining us from Auger Hollingsworth. We were going to talk about a change that actually was implied a couple weeks ago in the law, but I think it's going to relate a little bit more into the caller that we have on the phone. So I know that they're making the call from Killaloo. Joan, good morning.
Hi.
Hi, Joan. What's your question?
I just have a question with how does no-fault insurance work if, for instance, I was driving down the road and somebody ran through a stop sign and hit the side of my vehicle? How does no-fault insurance work? Like, who pays for what? Or is there any, like, personal injury responsibility for the person that's charged for running the stop sign?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question because it touches on something that a lot of people are confused about. We talk about having no-fault insurance in Ontario, and we do have a no-fault component to our insurance. But if you are hit by someone who runs a red light, or if you're hit from behind, or if you're hit by anybody who's responsible, who is negligent in their driving, you can sue them for your personal injury damages, for all of your economic losses. So if you missed work and you weren't compensated for that, or you had to buy special equipment for your injuries, anything like that, you can still sue in Ontario, even though we have a partial no-fault system. A lot of people don't understand that, but absolutely, Joan, if you were injured, you may well have a successful personal injury claim, and you should speak to a lawyer about it. Remember, you have 2 years, not 2 hours, 2 years to advance the claim. But other than that, absolutely, that is a case that we can handle. Now, the no-fault component in Ontario are the statutory accident benefits, and we talk about that a lot. These are the benefits that are paid by your own insurance company. So if you are suing the person who hit you, that comes from their insurance company. But there's also a component that comes from your own insurance company. So that will pay for your medical rehabilitation expenses, and the amount that it funds depends on the seriousness of your injury. It can be anything from $3,500 to $1 million. Again, they assess which category you're in. They pay a certain portion of your lost wages, up to $400 a week. They will pay for visitors' expenses if people come to visit you, family members, if you're in the hospital. They will pay for attendant care if you need help with your personal care. They will fund some of that. So that's the no-fault. So when you've had a car accident, the first thing you want to do is call your own insurance company and activate that no-fault. And they'll send you an application package, and you'll do that. Application's tricky. You can call a personal injury lawyer if you need help with it. But that's something that you deal with directly with your own insurance company. And then if your injuries are of a certain seriousness, then you will claim against the at-fault driver.
There's a lot to that, but there are two different ways. I mean, you're going to get it if you follow through from both sides.
Yeah, that's right.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, we always describe there are 2 pots of money, and you do 2 separate things to get those 2 pots of money.
Oftentimes you need it, especially when we hear the stories of the type of physiotherapy and the rehab and the surgeries and missed work. There's a lot of reasons why that comes into play.
And I think, I don't think she mentioned it on the air, but I think we heard from Joan that the airbags went off in her accident. When that happens, there tend to be fairly serious injuries. I mean, the airbags do save lives, but they also can cause injury themselves in doing so. So if you're in an accident where the airbags went off and you're wondering if your accident's serious enough to do something about, it probably is. Mm-hmm. Those tend to be triggered in fairly serious accidents.
So interesting, Joan. Thank you very much. So hopefully that you were able to kind of answer that. And what you explained though with that law.
Yeah,
so it was in there, so I just want to clarify.
Yeah, so the accident benefit portion is something that's controlled by the Ontario government. There's a statute, that's a law that says what you're entitled to, and the government tinkers with it. And on December 18th, they tinkered with it again, not in a way that helps accident victims. I have over the years been quite critical of what the provincial government has done to accident benefits because I see the aftermath. One thing they did was make it harder to get attendant care benefits. So, it is a little complicated, and the information is going to be posted today on our website. But if you're someone who is receiving attendant care benefits, you're going to want to check that out. That's funding to help somebody take care of you. The other thing they did is they made it more difficult for you to get out of the minor injury guideline. That's for people who have 35 of medical rehab. Often that's not enough. That's not a lot of physiotherapy, $3,500. And so the government, again, has made it more difficult to qualify for the next level of benefits. So, keep that in mind. And if you disagree with it, contact your MPP. I know I will be.
December 18th. I don't think a lot of us knew changes like that were there. So interesting information.
Yeah, no, good.
Thanks. Best of luck to you as you are hosting 2 teams for the Bell Capital Cup for your New Year's Festives. So best of luck to you for the rest of the tournament. And of course, all the information listed as to how you can contact them is there. Best website is www.askbrenda.ca. You can always email them as well, info@ottawalawfirm.ca, and the number listed as well on your screen. We'll be back with more from CTV Morning Live right after this.